All right. We're live, 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 live. 5 minutes early just to make sure everything is going right. Make sure you guys can hear me. We got 3 people on. Make sure the video is working because you know how we do around here. We always screw things up. The connection always sucks. All right. So we're going to give it a few minutes for other people to get on at the top of the hour. This is pretty much just going to kind of be like a free-for-all chat. I really don't have much going on as far as guests and everything because of the holidays coming up. So going to do a little Q&A, going to just talk a little bit about what's been going on with the channel, what's up and coming. Hello, Mike. Hello, Bud. That's all we have in the chat. Looks like Steve is here. Is it Steve? Why does it say John? Tunes Aquarium, how you doing, sir? Hey, hey, hey. Everybody's starting to come on now. All right. It's been a couple of weeks, right? Since we had a little live stream. Steven, how you doing, sir? Yeah, tonight we're just going to kind of hang out. Mr. Chuck, how you doing, sir? That room's looking really good, dude. I really like it. Oh, so John, you're not Steve. I get confused, man. All right. Yeah, it's looking good, man. I like that color of that wall. 10 Metal Freak. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, we got to start doing some of these. We got to start doing some of these live streams on the Discord. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? All right, we're piling some people on here now. I'm sitting there looking at the number up in the corner of the screen here, and it's funny how like some people like pop on and just pop off. I guess it's just random stuff, right? People just in a chat room, like it goes from like 17 to 14, then it'll go up to like 20, and then go down to like 10. It's just crazy. All right. All righty. Still waiting a few more minutes. Go grab your popcorn, grab you a drink, something like that. I've been doing some painting today. Yeah, I've been in the mood to paint. Been at the doctor's office all day, but when I come back, I was kind of like in the mood to paint some stuff. So I've been working on a Punisher, the one that Jules did. I'm not going to pronounce your name. I'm just going to call you MH, but hello, welcome aboard. Looks like MH Photography Creatives Aldir Honstadt. Spreche Sie Deutsch? All right, so we got 16 people. Might be a low crowd tonight. Southpaw says he's painting right now. How you doing, sir? So we're going to talk about a couple things. Talk about this right here, Marvel Universe, a little bit. Kind of get your opinion on a few things. It's been kind of some controversy about this latest movie to come out and basically be a dud. The Marvels, we'll touch on that a little bit. Dieting to paint, Chuck? Okay. Okay, so you're 3D printing paint. Fat fingers. Okay. All right, so a couple more minutes here and we'll get started. I'll answer questions a little bit later on, talk to you about a few things going on with the channel. Hey, Daryl, how are you doing? Hey, while y'all are here, don't forget to smash that like button for me. Helps the channel out, kind of gets me in front of people, puts my content out there, get more people to watch the channel. I would greatly appreciate it if you would do that so much. All right. But yeah, at the doctor's office most of the day, doing a CT, doing a pulmonary test. Yeah, I'm getting old. And so got to take care of my body. Got to take care of my lungs. They actually said that my lungs were that of a 20-year-old, but I still have issues. Don't know what that means, but we're going to find out here hopefully in a week or so from my doctor. Garrick, how you doing, sir? All right. It is 7 o'clock. In my time, I'm not sure what everybody else has got, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off. For those of you that are coming on here for the first time, thank you for joining us tonight. Not anything special. Typically, I have some Patreon creators or something like that, a topic that we talk about or whatever. But tonight, it's kind of like a free-for-all chat. We're just basically kind of going over a few things, talk, answer some questions, shoot the breeze a little bit. I do this every now and then just to have fun, connect with the community and everything, and see what you guys are doing. So as you can see, I am still messing with this room. It's still a mess. I'm still getting some of my printers all up and running and all kinds of other stuff. So it's still a product in the making. I mean, in between my day job, which has been very busy, where I work at, we're coming up on fourth quarter, which is the Christmas season. It's going to be pretty hectic and stuff. So I'm going to be tied up with that because that's what pays the bills. And in between, trying to get some painting done, get some models out for you guys, hopefully get some tutorials. But I've been sucking at it here lately. But again, just been super busy with my day job. Unfortunately, I'm not like some YouTubers. I don't do this full time or whatever, in case you didn't know. So this is kind of like my side hustle, I guess people say. Executor, how you doing, sir? Good that you're watching from work. Don't get in trouble at work. If you're watching from work, I think I saw somebody else. Don't get in trouble. You can, yeah, Metal Freak. Yeah, you guys can always watch this later on. I appreciate you. Chibi Christmas ornaments for the kiddos, Southpaw says. Awesome. What is this? Eastern is the real time. All others are made up fakery. Okay. Quinn, you made it. How you doing, sir? All right. So let's go ahead and kind of touch base on this a little bit. And that's the Marvel universe right now. Man, is it in shambles, apparently. So unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've seen this latest movie, The Marvels, came out and just bombed. The worst opening weekend of any Marvel movie. And I can't believe it actually was worse than Ant-Man. Because that movie, I don't see how that guy got a movie. I mean, to be honest with you, let's be real. He's not a mainstream character. There are tons of other characters out there that deserve a movie before he did. But he's got, what, 2-3 movies now? And we got, like, what, 2 movies out of this guy before we did with Black Widow, and they just really bombarded him. So I'm going to say it. And if people get mad or upset or whatever like that, I'm just going to say it. But I think somebody has it in for women, female-related films in the MCU. I'm just going to say it because it seems like they're putting them on the shelf, and some of those characters are pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting some bomb movies now. Yeah, it was all massive failure. Yeah, it did worse than The Flash, and I didn't think that could get any worse. And I have not seen The Flash. I've not seen Black Adam either. I'm not a huge fan of those 2 DC characters. I kind of boycotted DC after they let go of Henry Cavill. I mean, I'm just not, there's nothing that's really just pulling me in or anything. Hey, Sarge, how you doing? And first and foremost, before I go any further, I know I got some on here. I know I'm belated, but happy Veterans Day. Thank you guys for your service in the country, for serving our beloved country. And thank you on behalf of me and my family. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. We don't tell you guys that enough for the time that you did in the military, in the service. So by all means, thank you for your service. So kind of getting that out of the way. But yeah, I want to go back to characters. So we have so many characters in the MCU that we're just not touching on. One is this guy behind me, Punisher. But I really think that this Daredevil series that's up and coming, if they quit pushing it back, I think this is going to help the MCU tremendously with Punisher, with Kingpin, all those classic characters, all those classic actors playing those roles again. I think that's what's going to help tremendously. I don't think the Blade movie is going to do anything. I don't think it's going to be a big blockbuster or anything. Nothing against the actor, but I think they got the wrong actor for that one. And so, I just don't think that there's going to be very much in the upcoming films to really just grab the audience again. I think what they're doing is I think they're putting out movies that they want to see or they want us to see, kind of forcing stuff down our throat, and it's not working. So, I mean, there are some characters out there that need a movie, that deserve a movie rather than, some of the stuff they're putting out. And so, but they pretty much shot themselves in the foot for any type of fluidity and stuff with upcoming movies, because Endgame was pretty much it. I mean, it was like, all right, Iron Man's gone, Cap's gone, all these characters are gone and everything like that. What do we do next? And I really think kind of putting this spin on the whole Quantumania thing or the whole timeline thing or whatever was just a big mistake on their part. I think they need to just branch off and do separate movies of separate films and everything, separate characters. They don't need to try and tie everything in together. Let me know what you guys think in the comments there. Yeah. Garrick says it. There's a ton of awesome female Marvel heroes, but Disney isn't making the good ones and doing them right. Exactly. I mean, Captain Marvel could be a really good one, but the storyline just sucked. I mean, I only seen the one movie, and I'm not going to pass judgment on the new movie, but that first movie was just, it was okay, but it just wasn't, it didn't grab me. So, yeah. What? Garrick, you're lying. They scrapped the Daredevil series. Film date, episodes, fired the writers, and going to retool the whole series. I didn't hear that. I need a source. I need to look that up. Because to my understanding, they pushed it back because of the strike, the writer's strike. So yeah. So my personal opinion with the whole Captain Marvel thing, I think they lacked one thing. They could have had the 3 Captain Marvels in there, but I think they were missing, what is it, Gangville or whatever, the male Captain Marvel. I think he really should have been in it too. Maybe as a supporting role, maybe that would have helped out in the audience or whatever and with the storyline. But yeah, I think that they kind of missed out on that. There was like 4 or 5 Captain Marvels, and if we're going to put 3 in there, let's just put all of them in there and write a good story. So no, I haven't heard about it, Garrett. No, the last I looked, it was like 2 weeks ago or whatever. And they were talking about how they were just pushing it back to like 2025 because of the writer's strike or whatever. But they didn't say anything about scrapping it and redoing it. But I'll check it out. Yeah, so Chuck is probably, I think a lot of us think the same thing. The issues with the writers and directors have never read any of the comics. Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, I would think that they've got somebody in their ear going, it's not supposed to happen that way. But they're putting out garbage. I mean, they're hot garbage at that. So, Daryl says it's true they're redoing the Daredevil series. See, I mean, why are they going and screwing up something like that? I mean, it seemed like they had a good plot, got good characters, got good actors playing it. It's just crazy, man. Unbelievable. Marvel, that's it. Why did I say Gangasville? Well, anyway. Too much catering to the younger generation. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think that what they're doing is, and I'm all for taking characters and having them different, different sexes or whatever like that, like have like they did the Taskmaster as a woman. I didn't agree with that one because I'm a big Taskmaster fan, and I don't think that that part in the movie was all that great. And the Black Widow movie was just all that great. That storyline was just not that good. But I think that you have to cater to both sides because your diehard fans are going to be watching it religiously and stuff. You got new people coming in who are getting introduced to the Marvel universe, but at the same time, they could be like not knowing much about it, while your fans, your diehard fans in the back, are going, "That's not how it happens," and I'm just done. And word of mouth is a huge advertiser, whether it's in movies, music, or whatever. But word of mouth will get around to people like, "Hey, man, did you see that new Marvel movie? Yeah, dude, it sucked. Don't go see it. I'll just wait till it streams." And so you get that mindset with people. Um, and that's what happens, I think, a lot of times. Um, so Daryl says there was a poll when Captain Marvel came out, and people didn't want to see female characters from the comics. That's your fanboys for you. I mean, I see that, but I think we still have to do some justice to the ladies here. Now, Rob, hey Rob, how you doing? Says he wants the Invaders versus Baron Blood. I can deal with that. That would be good. Um, yeah, yeah, and my wife and I talked about this, Garrett. So yeah, Black Widow should have gotten a movie 5 years before she did. Well, hell, by the time they released the movie, she was dead. I mean, we all knew what happened. So I mean, why release it? It's kind of irrelevant at that point. But just bring her back. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. And I think I read somewhere too where they're trying to bring some of these older characters back, like sign these actors back for movies and stuff to kind of go back and redo things, or not necessarily redo things, but put out new movies to save everything. So I don't know. Hey, Gamer Dad, how you doing? James, how are you doing? Let's see. Oh, they said that they felt like the Daredevil series was coming off as too toned down, and they want it closer to the tone of the Netflix series, so they fired the writers and hired new ones. Okay, now if they're doing that, I'm all for it. if they're if they're thinking it's too watered down and too mellow, and they want to put a little bit of violence into it, then yeah, I think I am all for that. Um, I think it was oh geez, they gave Blade a rated R rating. If I think it was Blade that they officially announced that he is getting a rated R rating. Um, so that might help, but I just don't see that movie being a blockbuster. And the reason being is because a lot of people are going to compare that one to the Wesley Snipes films, which, by the way, saved Marvel back in the day. So they need to come up with a really good storyline for some of these characters, because what they're doing right now is just horrible. Um, yeah, so this is what I said, Garrett. Disney needs to stop on all the interconnected movies and focus on solo adventures. Have a Fantastic Four movie, not starring Pascal Wright. That's only an FF story, and no after credit scene introducing the next movie. I totally agree. I think that they need to do individual movies focusing on those characters for those movies, in those movies, during those movies, and stop with this interconnected crap. I mean, it just doesn't resonate. And this is another one too. James is. I was getting ready to talk about this one. If you saw the Echo trailer, then you'll see the direction they're going. That show looks brutal and bloody. I did see the trailer finally with Kingpin beating the snot out of somebody and blood dripping from his hands and everything. That's the Kingpin that we want and deserve. If they have just anything else, then no. I mean, I love Vincent D'Onofrio's character of the Kingpin, but on that She-Hulk series, and was it She-Hulk or whatever, it was okay. It just wasn't the Kingpin from the Punisher or from Daredevil. So I didn't dig it too much. Let me see here. Did you know that Blade was going to be the fourth lead in his own movie behind three female characters? Do what? Oh man, see, it just, you guys are giving me bad news. I mean, I'm not feeling this whole MCU thing right now. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I'm looking for good horror movies. Haven't really seen anything on that end. Looking for good comic movies. Haven't seen anything like that on DC's end either. And I mean, I hate to say it, but comics are violent, and we need some of that in these movies. We need it to transpire in some of these movies because us diehard fans are the ones that have supported comics for 30, 40 years plus or whatever. And now they got the technology to really make them good, but the storylines are just horrible. So, um, unbelievable. So James says that's why they fired the Daredevil writers. It wasn't going to be anything like Echo, so they wanted to match in tone. And I'm not too sure about this Echo character. I mean, is it going to be? I mean, is she's deaf and doesn't really say anything? Am I right? I mean, it's not a mainstream character. Do you think it's going to be able to hold their own in a movie? I mean, a series, movie, whatever. I mean, it's crazy. So who knows? Oh, well, thank you, Christopher. I appreciate it. Christopher says, thank you for creating the channel. I've learned so much from watching your YouTube videos. Thank you, sir. What was the one movie? Hold on one second. Garrick says, if you think Echo is going to be good, then why did Disney try to shelve it for the tax write-off but couldn't? They're dropping it on Disney Plus all in one day, and they've never done that. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, Hawkeye. That's what it was. I got it wrong, guys. I'm sorry. So that's how much attention I've been paying to this whole thing. But I will tell you that what was the one movie that came out? I was told that it was supposed to be somewhat like a Star Wars movie, and Disney says, and they're still, it's Rebel Moon. I'm pretty excited for that one. This is not comic related necessarily, but that looks pretty cool. If you have not seen that, I think Chuck, you turned me on to that. Onto that trailer, and Rebel Moon. Yeah. So I would like to see, I want to see that movie. It looks pretty good. It's got Charlie Hunnam in it. I hadn't seen him in anything since Sons of Anarchy, and I thought he was a pretty good actor. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's definitely going to be one that we look up. Sedavian's here. Thank you, sir. How you doing? Tyrone is here. How you doing? They need to let Zack Snyder go wild. I don't know. Do you think he's kind of mellowed out since all of his craziness? I mean, oh, geez. Yeah, different audience. Old movies wouldn't be made these days in case they offend people. You know what? People get offended too easily. I'm offended that they're offended. But, I mean, we're talking comics here. I mean, is there any right or wrong? It's an imaginary type of story, an imaginary characters, in an imaginary world. So, I mean, don't you think that why would people get offended because we're not casting a female as this? We're not casting a female as a male character. We're not putting enough African American, actors in or whatever. I mean, what do you think? Why would they get offended? I don't understand why people would get offended over a comic book movie. Just to me, that makes no sense. I think people are making I think the writers and the people, the powers that be, are making that as a BS excuse. I'm sorry. That's just me. I want to see, I don't care what genre, what nationality. I just want to see a good written Marvel comic movie, DC, Marvel. I don't care. Image, Dark Horse, whatever. We need to see some good stuff here instead of this watered down crap. Yeah, Snyder has toned it down so he can keep working. Absolutely, Chuck. That, to me, that would have revived the whole Star Wars saga, because it looked like maybe they were getting that one character kind of like ready to be Admiral Thrawn. But you know, they got the lightsabers in there, the quote unquote lightsabers, and all that stuff. It looks like a really good movie, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Let's see here. Christopher wants to know, what is the better model from G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow? Both. I got them both sitting up there. Most current Marvel stories were originally in the What If series. Yep. NJ Prince, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing? Garrick says, if Zack Snyder, Superman would have saved his dad. True. So here, let's talk about this one here, because I've been seeing a lot on this one. What do I think about Invincible from Amazon? I've been seeing a lot of people make these models, put out models and stuff for them. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea who this character is. No clue, but I hear it's a good show. So I'm gonna have to check that out. I can't really comment on that yet. All right, here we go. Chuck open Pandora's box here. What about the Craven movie? I think it's gonna suck. I'm just gonna be straight up. And Craven is my favorite bad guy. But I think I watched I watched the first trailer. It looked terrible. I watched the second trailer, saw some of the violence with the blood and the gore and stuff like that. I'm thinking they're trying to do it over the top now. I don't think it's going to be all that great. I think it's going to flop. But that's bad. I mean, because I'm a huge Craven fan. Let's see. Loving It just started watching today. Are we talking about Invincible? Sorry, guys. Get a drink here. Sergeant says Madam Web. I think it's going to be terrible. I don't know. Again, I don't know how that person got a movie when we have all these other characters that just haven't done anything. Let's see. Daryl's trying to be a comic now. He's talking about my dude. He says, I'm on the side of staying with tradition. I mean, how would you feel if they did a Punisher as a Mexican female midget, because diversity and all? Actually, we're not allowed to say midget anymore because you would offend someone. We're supposed to say dwarf or little person, right? No, that's going to fly over like a fart in church. So no, I don't see that one. But if they did it, I mean, there's got to be a reason behind it. I just don't think it would be very good. Yeah, he doesn't have the look of Craven, James. He's not built up, bulky, and rugged looking. He looks like a Chippendales dancer from 1990. And he talks like this. He's kind of got that little voice that like that Todd Chrisley voice, when I think of Craven, I think of like just a really big, brutal guy with a big, deep voice. And, but no. I'm thinking the same thing, Quinn. I thought Gerard Butler might have been an ideal Craven if they made it right after 300. Now he's kind of like, but yeah, Sony mining the Spidey characters they own for anything they can make a movie of. Yep. Yeah, the Punisher is a blonde white guy in the comic now. Don't get me started. They're gonna bring Frank Castle back. They're gonna have to. That new Punisher comic, I bought it. I bought all the variants and everything because it's Punisher, regardless or whatever. But I think it was deemed as the lowest premiere issue of Punisher ever. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Height challenge. I saw a Nicolas Cage Superman 3D figure I've seen that one. That one's hilarious. I would never print that. I would never waste my resin on a Nick Cage Superman. Can't say dwarf either. You have to say magical beans. That was good. I like that one. They're magical beans. They're magically delicious. Mini-me? Can you say mini-me? Oh, geez. You guys are killing me already. But yeah, so yeah, we won't dive into that too much or whatever. I mean, you guys know. I mean, it's one of those things that I think they're going to have to lose a shitload of money in order to wake up and go, what do you think we're doing wrong here there, Chester? I mean, so yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to be Superman, all right. Yeah, I am too, James. I'm tired of them changing the source material just to be diverse and making everyone feel included. I mean, okay, I get it. I think here's the problem. Let's make a movie and get everybody, every age group, kids, women, children, doesn't matter. their sexual orientation, whatever. We want everybody to watch this movie. That's impossible. You can't do that. I mean, it's just not feasible to do that. I mean, you can't cater to every single audience. You have to go at the target audience of what relates to the character of the movie or the film. If you try to include everybody outside of this who's out there and just kind of forcing it down their throat, guess what? It's going to suck. They know it's going to suck. They're still not going to see it. And it's just going to make the diehard fans just not support you at all. So, yeah. Disney needs to let Marvel be Marvel, but they can't. They're after this. They're after the green. And as long as they can market something and put a mouse on it and say it's theirs, and I mean, they're going to do it regardless. I mean, they're not going to let Marvel be Marvel. Watch out. The little people are going to protest me. Let them. I don't care. Let's see here. Blazing Saddles for the win. Blazing Saddles would never, never be made in today's times. And I can honestly say, I understand why. That is a very, very highly offensive movie. It was funny back when I was a kid watching it. I mean, Cleavon Little was an outstanding actor. I can't believe the guy did that role and did it with a smile on his face and everything. But yeah, can you imagine them trying to do a remake? I can't even fathom it. The remake is a shorter film. It's only 10 minutes long. And that's the whole dance scene at the end, when Dom DeLuise and all of them are at the stage set. And then half of that's going to have to be totally taken out too as well. Absolutely. But yeah, that was when it's true. That is when people didn't get offended, but it was very, very offensive. I mean, even back then it was crazy. Garrick says they need to fire Feige and KK, hire people who know the comics and Star Wars and give each other a break for several years. Give one a break for several years. Feige has some good ideas. I think what he's got going on right now is he's kissing the corporate butt, and they're basically saying, you do this, you can do what you want, but we're going to put you on a tight leash. You can only do this, that, and the other within these limits. And I think that's just it's not working. I think he's trying to fight it. And then he's finally like just going, you know what? I'm making my money. Who gives a damn? We're going to put out this movie and just be done with it and show them. I mean, this is what they want. This is what they want. So, yeah. Let's see here. I get diversity, but damn it, write a good story that doesn't change characters I fell in love with. Absolutely, Rob. Bima, how you doing? Happy Thursday to you too. Thanks for your Galactus videos. I've been using the concepts on the Marvel Zombie side Galactus. Cool. If you're on my Facebook group, definitely post pictures of that. I'm curious to see it. Been hearing a lot about it. That seemed like a really cool model. But I love seeing stuff like that. You put Marvel and horror stuff together, then that's right up my alley. All right. So moving along, anybody else want to comment or anything like that on the Marvel movies, DC or whatever like that, your opinion on it? I guess, us getting together like this with a few handful of people or whatever, they're really not going to care about that. Now, if we were a big, huge audience or whatever, they might go, yeah, well, we hear you, but we're still going to do our own thing. So anyhow, so, it is that time of year, guys. And, we got Black Friday coming up next week, Thanksgiving. I will not be able to talk to you guys next Thursday. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving. So I want to go ahead and advance, wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. May you eat a lot of food. Don't get too sick. But I will see you here probably the week after. But definitely spend time with your family and friends, your brothers, your sisters, everything like that, enjoy everything. Make sure you print a bunch of crap, Make sure you get time away from the family when they start to annoy you, and go back into your little hiding place and start printing and painting some stuff, So, but all kidding aside, guys, thank you so much for the support, and have a happy Thanksgiving holiday. But there are going to be some really cool stuff coming up for Black Friday. A lot of good deals and everything. I know everybody's kind of fattening their wallet a little bit to unload it on those days. So I have been partnered with the Uniformation guys for a very long time, and I'm getting to that in just a second, Quinn. So I've been partnered with the Uniformation people for quite some time now on the GK2, and been printing the hell out of this thing. And finally, mine just kind of started to kaput. They were gracious enough to send me one that I just got in today. So they're super people. They've really started taking off with this machine. By far, this is probably the best mid-size printer right now, I think, that I've ever used. And I mean, I've been printing stuff on this thing nonstop and getting some really cool results. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to post a link here in the comments. Now, this link is not active yet, but this is going to be a Black Friday special that you guys need to check this out. If it's an Amazon, it's going to be the lowest price in probably a year on the GK2. I think it's going to be like $649 once this link is active. But I'm going to go ahead and put it out there now so you guys can look into it. They're great people and everything. Again, I'm not 100% sure that this is a US only link that'll work. I am going to be posting this in the comment section, or I'm sorry, in the description as well, so you guys can see it. It's kind of like not buried in here and everything. But if you're in the chat right now, and if you're looking into the GK2, save that link right there if you got the money and everything. So yeah, right now it's $850 on their website. You get through the Amazon right now, it's down to $715 if you're a Prime member, but it's going down to like $649.99, and I think that's free shipping through Amazon if you're a Prime member. So that is a hell of a deal. I can tell you this printer is worth every penny of it, especially the winter months coming up. If you do not have one, this thing has a heater with it. That is the huge selling point right there. That is the game changer. And that keeps that temperature consistent. And man, I've been getting some beautiful prints. A lot of the stuff you see behind me that I printed it is from that. I printed Zez Studios Spawn that I will be doing a video on very, very soon. I'm getting ready to start painting that one. I think it's USA only, Mark. Okay. They said that they're probably going to do something for European countries and everything like that. So definitely check that out. So Rob, real quick, no, I have not done the 12K upgrade on my GK2, and I'm not going to, because it doesn't do any good. And it's been proven. So they released a statement. That's one reason why they're not pushing it anymore, that the 8K is actually better resolution and everything like that than the 12K. And I think posted that on the Discord. So you go, if you're in my Patreon or whatever like that, go over there and check it out in the Discord. But yeah, I got the test results and there's no difference. It actually has worse resolution, or not worse, but not as good resolution as the 8K. The other thing too is, I think people need to understand is this whole thing is 12K, 10K, 150K. It's all a marketing thing. You're not going to notice any difference between 12K and 8K. I don't care who is saying it. But if you do the scientific studies like they did, and there's been other people to actually do the studies, other YouTube creators, there is no difference in the spectrums whatsoever, unless you're looking under a flipping microscope. So there's not going to be any type of resolution differences or whatever like that, unless you're going into some major DLP stuff. And then that laser stuff is slow. So to be honest with you, I think 8K right now is about the best we're going to get. 12K resin ain't going to help you. 10K resin ain't going to help you. You're not going to get any crispy prints any different than what you are with the 8K stuff that you're printing. As long as you have good settings, you have, the great temperature, you're looking at orientation, those things that I preach about all the time, those will give you a good print. 12K resin, because it costs $50 for a kilogram, ain't going to help you. You don't believe me? Go try it. But I can put up an 8K model or even a 4K model against your 12K. It's going to look just as good, if not better. So, I just want to save you guys for the headache from going through all this marketing and, listening to what these people are saying and trying to shove it down your throat. But no, but this printer does great because of the way its features. It has the heater. It has, it's very stable. It's got the dual linear rails on it. It's got internal memory and everything. That doesn't make the print, but the way this printer is, it's top notch. And if these other companies don't wise up and start putting some heaters or some type of temperature control and on their stuff or whatever like that, they're going to get passed up. So I'm curious to see what Uniformation is going to do in the upcoming year. But they have one coming up, and it's going to be a doozy. So definitely look out for that one. Yeah, Butch, everyone seems to love that printer because it is awesome. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. If you want good prints, I've got hundreds of hours on this thing. You've got to have a magic eye to see the difference, Chuck. Yes, absolutely. There is no difference. There's just not. I've got, let me find something that, I don't have anything within arm reaching distance, but I'll show you guys here in a minute what I've been working on. The Jules Maldonado Punisher, very, very detailed. And this is printed mostly on the GK2, except for this massive base, but that was printed on the Sonic Mega AK. How big is the box it comes in? It's just a tad bigger than the actual printer itself. They pack it pretty tight, but it's not very big. Love to have one, but out of your budget. So yeah, take a look at that. Take a look at that link. It's $650, $649.99. It can definitely maybe hopefully that comes in within your budget. Yeah, so the 6K and 8K, you can't see a difference. And the other thing that drives me nuts, and I have to touch on this a little bit. These people have got to stop talking about print speed. Quit it. Why do you want to print the damn thing so fast? What are you in a race? All that's going to do is just mess up your whole resolution, and you're going to have layer shifting and all this stuff. Why don't you just get a good crispy print? So, why not just get a really dial it in? I don't care if that, is slow as molasses. Get a really good print in. That way you do it one time. You don't have to go back and redo it, because if you take and you go and get all these speed settings and everything and start printing a print, and it comes out and looks like crap, you're going to want to go print it again anyway. So, just do it right the first time. Let's see. Yep. So they are, and also another good deal too that I have to mention that these guys, I've been working with them a little while too, and that's Gallery. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Gallery Airbrushes. I'm going to have some links out for them as well. They got some really cool stuff up and coming. They're sending me some of their new airbrushes that haven't hit the market yet. So I'm going to be one of the first ones to try them out. Have a trigger airbrush, and they have a couple of other ones, but I've been using the hell out of them right now. I think I got like 4 or 5 airbrushes, and I think like 3 of them I haven't even opened because the one is doing so good for me. So, yeah. How often do I change the air filter on it? That's a good question. So not changed it yet on this one. It's probably due because of how much I run it. So I would say probably, I mean, I don't think there's really any definite thing on it. I mean, I don't have a one, it doesn't smell all that bad. So I think, probably say, just it's, I don't know. I don't know when that you're supposed to change them out or whatever, but I think it's I just feel like it's uh, probably due. Butch, you are absolutely right. Slow wins the race. Absolutely. Slow and low. And yeah, I mean, stop trying to speed up something. I mean, crazy. Rabas Cabas, how you doing? Thank you for all of the kind words. Oh, and if you guys are just now coming in, please hit that like button for me if you enjoy the content on the channel, if you like the live stream. Helps me out, helps me get noticed. As you can see, we're still growing, but not like some of these other channels. Some of these channels have taken off pretty damn good. So congratulations to them. There's been some paint channels, model channels to really take off, and that's great. That's great for our hobby. That's great for our love of it. Yeah. Yep, lots of good reviews on those airbrushes, and they're cheap, like $30-$40, I think, for their top of the line or for their mid model. And I think the one that they got coming out is close to around $100, but I'm here it's really badass, so we'll have to see. Yeah, Mark, I wish they would, man. I think the problem with stuff for Europe is the shipping and tariffs or whatever like that are just crazy out the wazoo. I think that's a lot of the problem. So let's see. Well, here's a question real quick, and we'll answer this one. Robert says, I have a question. I have a Frozen Mighty 8K, and I stopped printing after a failure. How do you overcome the fear of ripping the FEP LCD? Do you have resin dried on it? You can still pull the FEP up. If you do, you just might have screwed up your screen. But I mean, if there's a failure, no, I mean, just pull the thing out. I mean, your FEP is not going to rip. It's basically like a melamine, a linear paper or a plastic, whatever you want to call it, sheet. So it's pretty flexible. It's almost like almost like beat on it with like a drum. It's pretty flexible. So it's not going to rip if you have a failure or anything like that. You just make sure that if you got a print that's actually stuck to the FEP, just make sure you're pretty easy in taking that out of there. If your printer also, I'm not sure if the Mighty 8K has a tank cleaning function, use that. Get you a couple of old supports, put it in a corner, do the tank cleaning function, and that way you can just peel it right out of there. Pull that up, and it should peel right out of that. So, yeah. Here's a good question. NJ Prince wants to know, I know you mentioned you use the same settings for all your resins and machines. Does that include clear resins? Yes, sir. It includes water washable and clear resins. I fortunately have not had any trouble on any of them. The only thing that I'm doing differently now is on my Sonic Mega 8K, I'm using a little bit different settings on there because the FEP is kind of worn, and FEP sheets for that damn thing is like $100 for like 3 of them, and I really don't want to spend the money right now. Matter of fact, I got a pinhole in there, and I got a piece of clear tape on the back, and it's still printing like a champ. So I'm cheating a little bit because I'm trying to save money. But yes, I use the same settings for all of my resins. A lot of people have called me a fibber, a liar, and everything else. But no, honestly, I do. I use the same settings on everything. Was a minor failure, happened to be near the printer. Okay, so yeah, just clean it out, man. Get your stuff out of there and get back at it. Yeah, it's similar to the Mylar on a drum head, right, Quinn? Yeah, you can push the model away from underneath on the FEP. Just remember, if you do it with a glove or do it with your fingers, make sure you get something like some some IPA to clean that off, because it'll have like fingerprints, and that can potentially cause a failure. Your fear is that your plate will crush a debris onto the screen. So make sure that the debris is gone. Make sure you get it all cleaned out. So when you drain that thing, drain the vat. Yeah, like Quinn just said, we're on the same we're on the same mindset here. Drain the vat, get you a strainer, pour it back into the bottle or whatever through a strainer, and clean the vat out real good, and put it back in there. I mean, you should be fine. You shouldn't have any debris or anything like that. If you do, just again, make sure you, if you're fear of that, just drain the vat. Rob, don't tell him that. Just grip it and rip it, man. You're gonna cause him to mess up his vat here. But yeah, drain the vat first if you're worried about debris in there. All right, cool. All right, man. We're coming up on an hour already, and I was going to keep this kind of short tonight. I was telling my wife, I said, I'm kind of tired from the doctor's visits today and everything. I'm going to kind of keep it probably around to an hour, but it looks like that we're rolling over here. But yeah, it's kind of low key night before the holidays and everything, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys and talk to you for a minute. So yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks for probably another live stream. I'm going to try and have a 1 or 2 creators on the live stream. And so yeah, so had a couple questions about my computer that I've been saving up for and everything. And yes, I do have it. It is right here. I am using it right now. I love it. And again, a lot of my Patreon members, or some of my Patreon members, help donate a little bit of money to help me get this thing. And so far, I'm really loving it. I'm going to be doing a video on my whole entire streaming setup, so that way you guys can see firsthand what I do here and what equipment I'm using and everything. We're going to take a look at the desk. We're going to take a look at all this right here that's in front of me that you can't see right now. But yes, thank you guys so much for helping. That, man, it's great. But I've had it. The first day I got it, I tried to transfer a lot of my data to it, and it wasn't big enough. So I actually had to get a 4 terabyte SSD drive, and that took a full day to transfer everything, all the data and stuff from my old computer over to this one and everything. But it's running like a champ. The sucker's fast, and it's got an i9 in it. It's got a 4070 RTX video card in it. It's pretty much got everything, and it's great, and it's really helping out with doing. I'm doing a little bit of ZBrush now, not any caliber worth of what the worst person is in the world, but I'm starting to learn a little bit of that, and it's actually helping them with that and everything. So again, appreciate you guys so much. Let's see. How's the customer support from Uniformation? They're super. As a matter of fact, I have 2 direct names for people. Mia Hong is one of them. That's my direct. And then if there's like a technical issue, then I actually chat with a technical person. I don't have to call a phone number. I don't have to email or anything like that. This person is just right on my chat. So, and they got a couple of Facebook groups that are really super. They're always active in it. So yeah, they have great service so far. Let's see. Elgu, I think, has been pretty great too. I've had a lot of people say that they've had some problems with Jupiter or Jupiter printers or something like that, and Elgu's been gracious enough to send them a replacement part. That's customer service for you. Anycubic, I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Let's see. Due to the heat buildup on it, will it work to have a non-warm basement? Yeah, it'll. I mean, as long as it's not like 20 degrees in there, it should work just fine. That heater. I mean, you can set the temperature and stuff on that heater in the on the GK2 as well. Works perfect. So yeah, Garrett says it perfectly right here. GK2 has a built-in heater. It takes the heat generated by the LCD and circulates. It works very well. Spot on. Yep. And that is the biggest selling point of the GK2. And their support is great. So yeah. And yeah, that's another. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. So yeah, we have support on our Discord. So if you're not part of my Patreon, you can join the Patreon for a couple bucks or whatever like that if you want. $10 if you want to get the latest model that we've that I put out. You know, and we help each other on the Discord. We got a lot of active people on there. A great community. A lot of these guys are on here on the chat now and everything, and we have fun. We talk and we chat. We occasionally go on there and you know, help each other out and everything. I just had Zach Sherman, who is one of my Patreon members, was having trouble printing his 1/3 scale RoboCop. He was having support failures and he was having all kinds of just issues with it and stuff with the arms. And so we're using the exact same printer, which is the Sonic Mega AK. And so I sent him my settings and it didn't work. So I dialed up a new orientation and stuff, printed it out. It's sitting here right here. I can't touch it right now because it's still wet, but it printed out perfect. And he goes back and reprints it with the updated settings and everything. And he got a really good print out of it. There are a couple little small detail issues, but it's making progress. So absolutely. So that's what we're about. I mean, I will go and I'll send me a file if you're having trouble with it or whatever. And I was going to tell him on a chat later on, I'm like, dude, if you're having that much trouble out of it, I can send you this. I mean, I'm just clean them off, cure them, send them through the mail to you or whatever like that. That way you can have two crispy printed arms and everything. So yeah. So yeah, we help each other out. And yeah, if you're wanting to come on over there, come on and get on the Discord. And if you need any help or whatever like that, it's a great way to get direct with me and some of the other guys and everything like that. I mean, we got some great people over there. And I've seen so much progress in some of you guys, man. It is amazing how far some of the members have come since they started with the Patreon, whether it's printing, whether it's painting, or both. I mean, some of you guys are animals now, man. You guys are printing out stuff and killing it with these paint jobs, dude. And it's just amazing to see that. And that is all I care about. I mean, I care about making sure that you guys get all the everything that you need to make sure that your printing and painting experience is a wonderful one. All right. You guys know I had Jordan on from Vengeance Studios not too long ago. And I want to say congrats to Jordan because he's opening up his very own storefront. If you follow Vengeance Studios, you'd see that he's been posting some pictures and everything like that. So congrats on that, Jordan. That's one hell of a risk to take, man. You got balls of steel. But I hope you all the best success ever, man. I mean, the store's looking really, really cool. I like the colors and everything like that. But congrats to him. I just wanted to throw that out there. All right. So to plug my Patreon a little bit, we just released Scarlet from G.I. Joe. All right. I just posted pics of the Christmas model or the Xmas model that's coming out. It's Midnight Suns. This is going to be one hell of a model to print, to paint. I'm still working with the artist right now and getting all the cuts figured out because there's a lot of parts that go into this thing. But I cannot wait to print it. I love this artist style. It's Enzo Shamabara, whatever his name is. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but we'll be sharing you guys on that. So that one's going to be hopefully coming up Black Friday. It's going to be dropping on my Patreon for them. Now that model is not going to be, unfortunately, not going to be for new subscribers. It's a thank you model for people that have stuck with my Patreon all this time, all these months and everything. So if you're a new subscriber, unfortunately, you will not get that model. But yeah, no, it's not M. Night Shyamalan. Hold on one second. I got to give the guy credit. It's Enzo Shimamura. So yeah, he just texted me. He's like, he's wanting to know what size to do it. So I'm going to tell him 1/6 scale, but of course I'm going to bump it up to 1/4 scale. So he's checking all the pieces now. So maybe this model should be ready definitely by Black Friday for you guys that have supported the channel for a very long time. Also, I'm going to be doing some work with CA3D Studios. I'm going to be doing a couple of models for them. I am also going to, they have a couple of new ones that they're releasing. And so we're in the talks of working together and doing some stuff there. Not going to do any cartoon models. It's just going to be realistic approach to it and everything. So they have a couple of up and coming models. They got Wolverine. He's a real big beefy Wolverine. I really like it. And then he is they also got Ghost Rider coming up. What's the other one? God, I can't remember. But Beast. I really like this Beast. It's kind of like almost like a samurai type beast. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then they have Magic, Black Cat, Mizora, Aztec Goddess, and Elektra. And they also have, I think, like a female Loki or something. So I'm going to be doing one of those models for those guys relatively soon. And then I also have been working with a person who's a female artist. I think her name is Frederica Alina. And she is actually doing a one-off commission for me right now for my own personal collection. I may share it with you guys or whatever. And guess who it is? His name starts with a pun and ends with an So, but this is going to be the biggest model I have ever printed. Yes, my wife is watching. So yeah, hashtag backlog, be damned. There's a new one. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be bigger than my Juggernaut and Colossus one, which is coming up, by the way. I'm having to do this one in 3 parts. And no, it is not Barat. Damn you, Quinn. Aaron's been into your head. No, honey, this will not be the life-size one. My wife's wanting to know if it's going to be the life-size one. No, it's not. I can show you if you guys want to see. I share everything with you guys. So let me see here. Let me pull it up here. Give me just a second. Going to be a little bit of dead radio silence here, probably. It's not complete, but it is going to be one big model when it's done. Let's see here. I'll hold it up to the camera. This is Punisher War Room. This is something that I've been wanting. This is my art direction, and she has been doing on this. As you can see, of course, you can't see it very good on this little camera here, but it's going to have this big, huge wall behind him. He's going to have all kinds of artillery and stuff, guns and all kinds of stuff. And I've been wanting something like that for a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. She is almost about done with that one until she's going to be cutting it for me. But I've got, Serpentor will be done here by the 25th. So Black Friday, guys, is going to be like, I'm going to be dropping all kinds of shit on you guys. So let's see if I can show you a little bit of what Serpentor is like right now. He's being positioned on the glider and everything like that and dealing with the base. But this is the latest update from the artist. He's got his full armor on. He's going to be holding the staff. And so that's going to be our second G.I. Joe model. And the third one was going to be Destro. And until this one, I'm not going to even mention him because I don't even want to give him the time of day, tried to swindle me out of some cheese here, but he didn't work. And but Destro is going to be coming later on at a later date. The Enzo is going to be doing Deathlock for us. It's going to be probably not till January-ish before that's available because he takes a little bit longer to do these highly detailed models. but Deathlock's coming. That's actually his favorite character. I've told him, uh, gloves off. You do what you want to do with him. It's your art direction. You do your thing, and so he's got full reign of it. So I'm really curious to see what he's got in store because I really, really love this Midnight Suns model. Um, so yeah, Scarlet's all printed for me too. I had to reprint the crossbow. Be careful when you guys do that. Make sure you clip it because the line on it is very, very fragile, especially at 1/6 scale. I actually did mine at 1/5 scale because my other models, my other Joe models, are all 1/5 scale. So if you're wanting to know how to scale everything like that, Sanix has a scaling tool that you could use that would help you out tremendously. There's a fly on my, knocked him off. Dead fly now. All right. Let me see what else I can got for you guys. So yeah, we just dropped also the Punisher War Journal, Punisher Wolverine War Journal thing. So that design was an old design from a while back that I was trying to work with a certain artist, and basically he went to another commissioner, a scumbag, and I'm not going to mention them either, or whatever like that. So I had to get somebody else to redo to the design a little bit, but yeah. But that one dropped. That has a huge model at quarter scale. I've got everything printed on it. I'll be doing a video for that one. And like I said, the Jules Maldonado Punisher is going to be just about any day. That one will not be like a time lapse video. It'll be like the Superman was. That way I can go in a little bit more detail with you guys on what I did because this model's so daggum big. I just couldn't get the camera in there and make it look right to paint and stuff. And so we're going to be doing it that way. Any way to get the crossbow without the string and let us add actual string? No, the only way you can do that, man, is just clip the string off. I mean, I thought about doing that, but I can't go back and get the artist to redo that, unfortunately. But yeah, you can make it work. You can actually just clip the ends off or whatever. I think it's pretty easy to do. All right. Not a lot of people on here tonight, but that's okay. We're all good. So also a couple of other people I want to plug. Don't forget, go check out Tony over at Greedy 3D. Tony's doing really well, pumping out videos left and right. And so yeah, check out Tony over there. Give him some love and support over there. He's doing a great job, and he's a friend of the channel. By all means, Zez Studios, they're really killing it. They're releasing a Magneto. I just printed the She-Hulk and had a failure on it, so I got to reprint a couple pieces on it. But I've been doing some models for those guys. Spawn is all printed, getting ready to paint it and everything, and it's huge. Guys, I do it in quarter scale. But the cape is massive. I had to print it in like 4 different pieces. So yeah. But they're doing some really good work over there. Quality prints. And our buddies at Wicked are still pumping out stuff left and right. The Sabretooth Wolverine diorama and stuff they just did is really nice. I like the Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I'm definitely going to be printing that one. I wanted to print it before Halloween, but I didn't get around to it. So Sweet Tooth's here. Yeah, the zombies that Wicked just did are really, really cool. Is that what you're talking about? Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, Wicked did the DC characters and stuff, the zombies. Those are really neat. I'd like to see some Marvel zombies. So upcoming characters that we're going to be working on for the Joes, looking at Destro, I'm looking at Major Blood. Those are probably the 2 immediate ones that we're going to be doing. I am looking to probably do a Cobra Officer, just because I always like that character and everything, and it just kind of goes with whatever. And there's all kinds of different paint schemes and stuff like that you can do with that character. So I'm curious to see, once we put it out, what everybody does with it. That'll be really, really cool to see what everybody does. So, all right, cool. All right. Let's see what else I got. Still working on the room. Still going to um, do a video on this, hopefully before the first of the year. Um, hey, there's Jules right there. So, hey, Jules, hold on one second. I want to show you this. Give me just a second, guys. I'm glad Jules is on here because I'm still working on the Punisher and show you what I got so far. Hold that thought. Ugh. Here I come. So I'm not going to be able to sit down right now. It's not on here either. So I got to hold this thing. I don't drop it. This is Jules' Punisher model. Look how big this sumbitch is. I'm 6 foot tall. But yeah, he's a big boy. But I got to finish the base and do the belt. But yeah, this is what I've been working on today in the past couple of days. It's yeah, really, really nice model. If you're not a member of Jules Patreon, you need to go over there and check him out. And this base here, I had to print this thing in 5 different places, 5 different pieces. It's about 27 inches tall. I had to print it this because all on the Sonic Mega AK because nothing would work. But this is printed all resin. I used a 2 millimeter thickness for it. So yeah, but I'll hope to have this one finished relatively soon. It's a very big quarter scale. It's borderline 1/3 scale. So let me put it back over here. Set it for. Oh, so that's what I've been working on. And that's going to be our next video. Did some pretty cool techniques on it with some washes that I'll share with you guys and everything. So yeah. We all secretly know that Henry is Cobra Commander. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Yeah, but it's a very big model. Spawn is going to be close to being that big from Zez Studios. But yeah. Yeah, the bald head gives you away, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now you know I wear this hat. So a lot of people say, man, get rid of the hat, but no, I mean, it's like I'll blind you with my bald head. I mean, I got to have some sort of going on there. Yeah. The helmet caused that. Absolutely. I got a life-size Magneto helmet up there too. Any plan to teach painting on Patreon? I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure really how to do it other than the voice channel. I mean, I can make videos and upload videos, but I would really rather have like a live experience to do that. The only thing with the live channel is it only lets you stay on for so long until it basically boots you off. I thought about doing something on Twitch. I heard a lot of people have good success with it on Twitch, but I don't know much about Twitch. I've got an account. I've just never used it. But good question. I mean, if it's possible, I will. Another problem is just time. I mean, I work a regular job. I work 45 to 50 hours a week. And by the time I come home, the only thing I really want to do is either come in here and get ready for another video, spend time with my family. By the time I get dinner to eat or something like that, it's about time to go to bed. So, I mean, I get up early. We get up around 6-ish or whatever, 5:30, 6 o'clock, sometimes even earlier than that to go to work. So by the time we get home, we're pretty tired. So I would love to do that, but right now YouTube just doesn't pay the bills. So who knows? I mean, maybe doing that. I've watched 6-hour live streams before. I would definitely not be painting for 6 hours. I couldn't do it. No. Maybe a couple hours or something like that. Who knows? When I get into it, the thing is, like, when I get into painting, I'll stay up late. I've stayed up like hours till the wee hours of the morning before and got back up after a couple hours of sleep and started back on it again. So it's possible. Gref, here's a good question. Haven't seen you paint any miniatures. Have you done any or plans to, particularly 1/32 scale? Unfortunately, no. I'm not into much into miniatures. I started out painting. When I started painting miniatures back when I was in high school. And I'd done hundreds of them and I got burned out on them. And besides, there's way too many. I really want to focus on models. There's way too many miniature channels on there that just blow me away. I mean, they do great work. If I had been painting miniatures all this time and stuff like that, then I would probably do more with it. But I've been focusing all my attention on, 1/6 scale, 1/4 scale models and everything. So, but never say never. I mean, it may just one day I just may go, hey, I just got to do this. Right now, what I'm doing is you can't see it, but on the other side of the screen, I'm actually doing some FDM printing. I'm printing another print in place sword for my wife. We printed one the other day. Turned out okay, but not perfect. So we're working on one right now, and it should be done by tomorrow. It's taking its sweet time in printing because I don't want to speed print. And so, yeah, it's going to look pretty cool. But I'm doing more of that one. I'm going to do a lot more FDM printing, helmets, cosplay, different things like that. That way, try to attract, some different audience people in here and everything. And plus, I've been wanting to do it for a while. Rob says, painting Christmas cards at this very moment, got 90 to do. Each one is painted individually. Wow. Oh, gee, my wife just threw me under the bus. She says, it was okay until you broke it. But she's not telling you that she broke it first yesterday. I hear her cackling in there. So yeah, she's not telling you that stuff. She's trying to tell off on me, but she was the first one to broke it. She just flipped it out on the ground and just snap. Uh-huh. Going to throw me under the bus, woman. Well, she'll pop her head through the door anytime now. But Griff, I just, here she goes again. My brake was fixable, LOL. Well, this one here is fixable. Nothing a little super glue won't help. But Griff, to answer your question, sir, I mean, I just don't really want to get into too many things, dive into too many things at one time, because I think like when you start doing minis, as it's been with another YouTuber that I don't follow, but I've seen some of his stuff, that once you start doing them, you kind of almost have to do them once you pull that audience in. It's expected. And I don't want people to expect, that for me to do that and everything. I just rather stick to the larger models. If you could purchase an FDM printer, money is not a concern. I'm going to say ease of use being the deciding factor. I would say the Elegoo Neptune Max 4. I've got the 3 right here, and this thing is sweet. I love it. It's got the filament sensor on it. It's got the LED light on it. It's super quiet. I mean, you guys probably can't hear it right now, but it's running. It's really quiet. I like it. I mean, it's easy to use. It's self-leveling bed. It was easy to put together. It's big print volume on it, build volume on it to print bigger stuff. So I'm digging it. Garrick says that people are loving the Bamboo Labs printers, but they say they're pretty much plug and play. I've heard the same thing, but I honestly don't see the sense in printing 4 or 5 different filament colors or whatever like that if I'm going to paint it. Some people don't paint it, that's fine, but with me, I'm going to pretty much paint everything. Otherwise, I'd grab one of those printers, but they're pricey too. They're like $1,000, I think, for their base or their one model with all the different filament. Let's see. Yeah, you could hear her laughing tunes. She's not laughing anymore. She's trying to bust somebody out. And she broke it first. Yeah. So anyway. All right, guys. Minute. I always say that. An hour and 20 minutes in. And I think it's probably safe to say that we've kind of call it a night. I mean, kind of tired. Like I said, I did a pulmonary test for 2.5 hours today, guys. I'm like, I'm winded. Yeah. But hopefully everything's good on that. The Anycubic sounds like it's printing on a train track. Yeah, I mean, this Elegoo, man, it's super quiet. I cannot believe how quiet it is. Thought I let a chicken loose. Oh, that laugh was priceless. Yeah, it was. All right, so I guess I'll take a couple more questions. I mean, if you guys have anything or whatever that I could probably help with. 3 a.m. Mark, you're staying up for me. I feel like the Queen of Sheba, man. I appreciate that. But if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like button for me. I would appreciate it. Gets my content out to everybody. Yeah, the Mega 8K is over $1,000. Yeah. Fortunately for me, I had Frozen actually sent me this one, and the screen went out on it really quick, and I got another one in, and it went dead. So the third screen I finally got in, and it's doing really good. I think it was just the screens or whatever. I got this. They were shipped from like China or something like that, and they just probably just messed up in shipping. Bionic Dan says, have I tried the Anycubic? No, sir. I refuse to use anything Anycubic anymore. I am anti Anycubic because their customer service blows. They're not supportive of their customers. They try and screw you out of money. Their products are garbage, at least the ones that I've used. I've got an M3 Max over here. Some people say they love theirs. I've got one over here that has not really gotten a good print out of it in a year. And it ain't something that I'm doing wrong. And they refuse to help me fix it or anything like that. I had to get Lenant printers to actually help me get things somewhat fixed. So let's see. Chuck says, I'll take your M3 Max. It ain't worth coming to get, Chuck. I promise you that. Maybe a lemon. I don't know. Daryl wants to know about any news on the shed. Oh, dude, Daryl, you missed out on some live streams, my friend. Man, no, that shed's been built. It's up. We got stuff in it. I'm taking and cleaning up the room. I've got some stuff I got to take to storage. Still working on it. Just time is a factor, man. I've been trying to do all kinds of stuff, get everything working and all this other stuff. I mean, my day job. I've got a bathroom I have to finish remodeling. Holidays coming up. My job's going to be really, really stressed out. I'm going to be stressed out with that. The YouTube channel, the Patreon, everything else. My compressor's going off. But I mean, and we got to paint the shed too. So I'm gonna hire somebody to do all that. But yeah, the shed, Bionic Dan, the shed is we're waiting to have the shed built so we can store a lot of stuff in it. Long story, but it's built. It's in the backyard. It's a massive shed. It's put together really well, and we got stuff in it. And the room, like I said, the room is taking shape. It's just taking longer than what I wanted to because of the time essence. I just don't have the time to devote to it every day like I need to. But I mean, it'll come around. I mean, we'll do a video of it. We'll do a video of the room. It may not be 100%, but probably by Christmas, the first of the year, I should probably have everything somewhat squared away where it's presentable, and you guys can see everything. You can see the printers I use, the models, everything, my collection, all kinds of stuff. So I want to make it right for you guys. All right. Oddland, no, you cannot have it, sir. No, sir. I'm going to try to get the thing working. I've got like 15 printers over here. out of the 15, I think I have 3, 4 running right now. So I still have a lot to do. I've got a couple of filament printers. I'm actually going to be experimenting with a laser engraver. I got one of those over here too as well that I need to work with. So some pretty cool stuff. Again, it's just a matter of time. I just got to have the time to be able to do it. I mean, sorry. Plus, I still got to put out videos, and I'm way behind on videos. But yeah. All right, guys. So I guess I'm getting ready to call it a night, man. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been one of those days, and I still haven't had dinner yet. So that's why my stomach's sitting there growling. I thought that was my compressor, but it sounds probably my stomach. No kidding, it was my compressor. But all right, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys so much. I tell you this every video. I tell you this every live stream. But I really do. And I want you guys to know that how much I do appreciate you, especially for supporting the channel, whether you're a part of the Patreon or not. You're here, you're watching the videos, you're watching the live streams and everything. And I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, so definitely check out my Patreon if you want to join. The link will be in the description below. I'll have some links I'll be posting later for the Uniformation GK2 that's going on sale, and all kinds of other stuff and all kinds of Black Friday stuff that's going to be coming up. But definitely check those out. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving weekend, next weekend. Enjoy it with your family. And hopefully I'll have a new video out for you very, very soon. And from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you so much. But for now, get out and create something. Print, prep, paint, repeat. And until the next video, until the next live stream, which will be 2 weeks away from tonight, we'll see you. Have a good night, guys. Peace out. Thank you so much.